centers in the game.
Well, how about that? I love it. You know, the league has been trending toward medium height players that can switch endlessly, those type of things. And don't get me wrong, I love the evolution of the game. But now we get the old heavyweight title match. This is what we love, the banging in the paint, the elbows, the jump hooks, the dunks, the rebounds. But for those teams that have a legit anchor inside, it can always be a big advantage. Let's see who imposes their will tonight.
It'll be fun to watch. Here's the starting group for Houston. The engine of this team, Paul and Harden in the backcourt. Ennis out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Capella in at the center, filling out the middle. Now here's Gibson. Here's Covington. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Not quite airtight defense right there, but his release was a little bit off on the jump.
The finish. And it's Wiggins with the jam.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But, Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Now Harden. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Chicago. Capella, high post. Now here's Ennis. He's covered closely. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Wiggins with the ball.
2 shots, gentlemen.
Andrew Wiggins, the #1 overall pick back in 14. Great bloodlines, the son of pro athletes. The game just seems to come easy to him.
And he makes the first. And both free throws good for Wiggins. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Harden against Wiggins. Harden with it. And the rejection by Towns.
And his foot movement is what makes Towns such a terrific shot blocker. He moves so well and can defend just about any position on the floor.
Now here's Wiggins. Following the shot by Chris Paul. And it's Wiggins missing.
Just the presence of the D in the lane is enough to make him short-arm that layup.
Now here's Harden. Inside, trying to find Capella, gets it to him, takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
The main strength of Capella's offensive game, I mean, he uses his athleticism to power home these alley-oops.
And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Teague against Paul. 5 on the clock. Paul knocks it away.
And the cold start gets a little colder. Just 1 for 4 to start the game.
If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Harden against Wiggins. Oh, that's blocked. And here we go. Fast break. Wiggins has got it. Passes it to Teague. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And you look at Jeff Teague, now with a decade in the league out of Wake Forest. Greg, what does he bring to the table aside from the fact that he's been in the playoffs every single year of his career?
Yeah, I mean, he's an explosive slasher and really has grown as a playmaker. Not a star, but a quality starting point guard.
The first one falls. Now, Chris, this is what we've been waiting for. Opening day, everyone starts with a clean slate, and optimism is high.
There's optimism for every team, even the ones in the middle of rebuilds. And for the fans, I tell you, this is the best day ever because everybody's team is undefeated, and it's possible for anyone to win a championship. We're not in February, the doom days of February, where fans have their head down because the record kind of shows them the reality of the situation. So right now, this is for the dreamers. This is for the fans to root their teams on. Optimism is abundant, but it may not last that long for some teams.
Good perspective.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
Team ball. Great execution on offense. Everyone working together. You wish you could have that on every play.
Pass to Towns. No good. The Rockets trail. Paul outside. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. And count it, he'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3. That sends Chris Paul to the free throw line. It's on Jeff Teague.
You know, when Chris Paul came to the Rockets, a lot of people questioned if he and James Harden would be able to share the ball. Both known for being ball-dominant guards, I think you'd have to say it's worked out pretty well.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That one misses for Paul. And I think Chris Paul never comfortable with that ball-dominant label, Greg. He never played with another guard who could create, certainly on the level of Harden.
No doubt about it. I mean, Mo Pete, J.J. Redick, guys who were great shooters, but really more off-the-ball players. Chris needed to be that kind of a playmaker, but with Harden, he has someone just as gifted at creating baskets for himself and others.
Here's Teague after Clint Capella's bucket. Teague kicks to Gibson. Back to Teague. Poked away. Paul with the steal. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Terrific defensive instinct. I mean, Paul, remarkable at realizing when to go after the steal.
And Greg, another free agent this past summer was Chris Paul. Many unsure of what his plans might be, but he made them very clear in a hurry.
Paul signing very early in free agency with the Rockets. Huge 4-year deal worth $160 million. Rockets are in win-now mode, and we're willing to commit the money to Paul to give them a shot at winning a title in the next few seasons.
Free throw good, Paul.
Well, look, I've always thought that the way Paul leads his team was impressive. Look, he's always talking, giving instruction. I guess he's a real player coach.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Well, the pace right now, that's being dictated to them. They have to try to get it back to their tempo, to their style of game.
And here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's top shot blockers from last season. Second is Clint Capella.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
To the paint, here's Rose, and he converts the layup.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by the Rockets.
Now we'll go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Mike D'Antoni. David.
Well, Kevin, when I asked him about the defensive game plan, he said they have to clog up the middle and deny clean looks at the basket. If they can do that, he thinks they'll have the upper hand. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Now here's Rose. Harden missing his last shot, and that one is good. Wiggins has got 6.
And you love to see Rose operating as a playmaker first and foremost.
And it's Harden with the ball for the Houston Rockets. Eric Gordon on the wing. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one is on Towns.
And Eric Gordon, the 2017 Sixth Man of the Year award winner. I mean, he has found a home and just been tremendously productive with the Rockets.
Two shots.
Free throw good from Eric Gordon. And Gordon also the winner of the 2017 three-point shootout. His long-range proficiency a great fit on the Rockets.
You know, he's got that low set shot release, but man, he gets it off with great volume and one of the more prolific three-point shooters in our league.
Gordon hits both of them.
And once he gets into a groove like that, you can just count him.
Timberwolves trail by 4. Rose kicks to Gibson. The pass to Wiggins. Here's Towns. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Towns has got his second basket of the night.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either.
Now here's Gordon. He had 15 points last outing. Wiggins with the block. He gets that one. Capella's got 6 points. Here's Rose, trailing by 4. Pass to Covington, kicks to Towns. And Capella sends it back.
And you can't throw up weak stuff around Capella. He takes pride in sending shots back. Not a very consistent quarter for him in terms of the shooting.
Wiggins surveying the floor. And Capella sends it back. Here's Paul. Rose with the block. And here's Covington. 17 points for him last game against Boston.
But we got to talk about his D2. 4 steals in the game. I mean, a complete all-around effort for him.
Now here's Rose. 4-point game. Back to Towns. Just 4 to shoot. Count it. He's got 6.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game. Chris, you and I love guys with a great handle, and they can finish with either hand. And I know you've got a couple guys who you think do it better than most.
Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, right,
He's
exactly.
one of the best finishers that I've seen. Oh, my goodness, the way he can finger roll you with his left hand and throw it up so high the rain will come down with it and finishing off of both legs. You have to look at a guy like Harden as well, the way he finishes. How about LeBron James? As strong as he is, it seems like he just kind of gives you a shoulder with either shoulder, bumps and waits, and then lays it up nice, too. I mean, you have so many players. Curry, he's another guy that does it so well. I can keep going on and on, but those guys, don't forget about Mike Conley. He's ambidextrous. He might just shoot a jump shot with either hand, so you got to be careful when guarding these guys. Great finishers now.
Good names you've mentioned. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Sharge is checked in. And a switch here also for Houston. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Paul surveying the floor. It's stolen by Rose. He kicks to Covington. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And you can't be too physical with Covington. He's tough. He's athletic, and he knows how to force the issue.
And watching Robert Covington and how he plays out there, great 3-and-D guy, the ultimate role player on a team, and he just gels well with his teammates and doesn't force shots.
Free throw drops for Covington. And Greg, with Covington, he makes a point with his game to take what the defense gives him.
And sometimes that means Covington will go nights where he shoots very little. He's okay with that. He's focused on efficiency and making the best decision for the team. Only cares about wins and a true team player.
He doesn't get the second one.
You know, this is the type of guy I like, from undrafted to a quality role player. I mean, he has heart. He's gotten better every year. Covington adds a lot to this team. He can let that thing fly, too. He's a fearless shooter.
Now, Wiggins following Chris Paul's three-point attempt. Minnesota shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
And that one misses. Green, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's tied up with that one.
Well, a high-octane offense in Houston, that's been a staple for any of Mike D'Antoni's teams. The Rockets, they do it a little differently. ISO ball, half court, threes, get out and run. They get buckets.
It's good. That's 7 points for Chris Paul.
And look, he has the ball on the string, a master at changing gears and speeds. I mean, Paul challenges your defense to react.
And Saric kicks to Towns. He dishes it to Rose. Out to Saric. Second chance shot. The Rockets pull it in. Eric Gordon on the wing. Covered by Wiggins. Fires from deep. And it's Paul missing. Timberwolves shooting 40% here in the early stages. Here's Rose. And he banks in the layup. Rose has got it all tied up now for Minnesota.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
Paul left side. Passes to House. Towns against Nene. Tries again. And it's laid in by Paul. Paul's got 9 points.
Does it get any better than that when Paul has the ball on a string? That's creative.
Rose with the ball. Chris Paul covering. There's the triple. And Eric Gordon pulls it down.
Oh, man, you can't get much better look from three-point range than that one. That just wasn't in rhythm.
Paul outside. In the corner, it's Gordon. Offline with his three. And so it's Rose bringing it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Trailing by 2. Pass to Covington. Shot clock at 6. The shot. That shot off. Houston's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Here's Nene. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Now it's a 4-point Houston lead.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game, phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
Towns wide open. Another miss by Minnesota. The Rockets shooting it well so far today, guys. They've connected on 48% of their shots. Gordon deciding where to go with it. Back to Paul. Fires the three. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Towns has got his 6th rebound on the night. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
But you got to respect the interior game of Sark. I mean, he's solid at using his size to his advantage down there.
Now here's Paul. 9 points in the game so far. Green inside. Defended by Covington. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Gorgie Dangs checked in for the Timberwolves. Tyus Jones comes in for Wiggins. There's a minute 34 left here in the first quarter. Saric right side. Over House. The shot by Saric, no good. Last game for the Rockets, they picked up the win against Chicago. Paul outside. From 11 feet away, here's House. No good, shot missing. And Minnesota now the other way. Jones finds Rose. Ball's knocked loose. There's 53 seconds left in the first quarter. Paul against Jones. Green passes to Paul. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. That's 12 points for Chris Paul.
He has them reeling. They haven't had an answer for him this quarter.
Jones kicks to Saric. Back to Jones. Rose against Green. Just 5 to shoot. The shot by Saric, no good. Houston leading by 5. Paul outside. From deep three-point range, a big-time effort for Chris Paul, providing a lot of energy for Houston. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Chris Paul talks about the matchups he faces at the point guard.
The toughest position in the NBA night in and night out is the point guard position. You know, every night you look at the board, the coach is pretty much going to say, their team goes as such and such goes. You know what I mean? So that's the toughest part, and that's probably the funnest part, too, because it's competition.
And CP3, one of the most competitive players in the game.
It's an obsession with him, and you can see how hard he gets after it every time he takes the court.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, you know, what are your thoughts?
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
And really, for the whole first quarter, they've maintained their intensity. Let's see how long they can sustain it.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Robert Covington out there with Dario Saric. Then it's Rose. Then it's Jones. And it's Jang in its center. Now here's Paul. Following the missed shot by Dario Saric. Doesn't go for him. Outside Teague. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Teague's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for Minnesota. Paul with the ball. Jones covering. Jones against Paul. It's stolen by Saric. Teague drives in, and it's blocked. Here's Paul. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Chicago. The pass to Ennis, and the officials will call the illegal screen right there. And here we can check out the breakdown of rebounds tonight between the front court and the back court for the Timberwolves.
And their bigs are getting the vast majority of those caroms, handling their business on the inside and freeing up the guards to get up the court and look for early offense.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Jones kicks to Covington. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Well, in recent years, C-Web, players have flirted with quadruple doubles, but they're just so elusive. I mean, you've got to do a lot to get those kind of numbers.
Now think about it. Embiid and Westbrook have both come close. Or Westbrook comes close to anything with a double at the end of it. And Draymond Green, he missed once on points. So, you know, it's so hard to do. I just remember that Akeem, the Dream Olajuwon did it. But you think about it. You're exerting so much energy, communication, and passion in that game. That's why it's so tough to do. And by the way, players are really good. So how are you going to get those 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 10 blocks?
Right, yeah.
Or whatever else you can get along with points. But, yeah, so elusive, yeah.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Gibson's checked in. And the second free throw, good. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. Paul kicks to Harden. Back to Paul. And the rejection by Jang. Jones looking for an opening. Here's Teague. No good. That would have tied it.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him. Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
And it's sad because the team relies on him to be a threat offensively. When he's rolling, that makes them a much more dynamic offense.
Al Paul following Tyus Jones's three-point attempt. Harden outside, Paul outside, and the foul called on Tyus Jones. That is his first foul of the game. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Lets a floater go, and it's Paul getting it to go. Paul's got 14 points for the game.
Some guys in this league have a good floater. Paul's rainbow is exceptional. Fluid, high, and accurate.
Now here's Teague. 11 points for him in that last game against Boston.
Well, he also made a mark with his passing and had the assist total to show for it.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Here's Harden, and the jam by Harden.
Oh, and Harden is just ferocious with his dunk, just ramming it in the defense's face.
Timberwolves trail by 4. Teague finds Jones. Here's Gibson. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. And it's Paul with the ball for Houston. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes played, that shot off.
As off the mark as he has been, they're a little lucky to be in front.
Jones, the pass to Teague. Six to shoot. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Teague's got his second basket of the game. The Rockets have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. Here's Paul. The shot's good. And the Rockets lead by 4.
And a good read right there by Paul. Great at carving out space close to the rim and capitalizing.
Teague kicks to Jones. Here's Jang. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Al Harden. Covington with the steal. And here we go. Teague heading to the hoop. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Well, when Teague has a step or 2 on the drive, he'll shield the ball and do his best to draw contact.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
Yeah, and he wasn't someone you wanted to foul if you were defending him last season. 85% is what he made from the line.
Free throw good, Teague.
Well, Jeff Teague, one of the more calm players at the line, always looks to be in control.
Andrew Wiggins, he's checked in for Jones. And it's tied up with that one. For Houston, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Harden finds Paul. Capella with it. Teague covering. Clock at 6. Here's Ennis. And Ennis slams it in.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time. And he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one. That's for sure.
And that's a play they'll run over and over, fellas, as long as it keeps working.
And P.J. Tucker, Greg, a rugged physical defender at the forward.
And here's the guy, second-round pick back at 06. Spent 5 seasons playing abroad before making his return to the association. Now he's a seasoned veteran and not shy about holding his teammates accountable, especially defensively.
Here's T, following the basket by Chris Paul. Wiggins left side. Here's the floater. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
He'll be beating himself up if they can't come back because he is not carrying his weight at the offensive end.
Offensive rebound. And the rejection by Jang. They retain possession. Ennis taking his time here. Houston needs to get a shot off. Tucker tips it, and it's put back up and in by Capella. Capella's got the lead up to 6 now for Houston.
A workhorse on the glass. Capella ready to pounce on misses as soon as the shot goes up.
Wiggins outside. Again, Wiggins missing.
Well, he finds a major hole in the D beyond the arc and still can't cash in on it.
Harden against Wiggins, and he gets it to go. And it's an 8-point Rocket lead.
So assured inside. I love how Harden takes the defense head on.
T kicks to Zhang. Harden against Wiggins. Back to Zhang. No good again that time. Houston leading by 8. Ennis in the corner. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. And a chance now to look at the schedule for Houston. On Thursday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Utah Jazz. And then on Saturday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Dallas Mavericks.
And looking at that Lakers matchup, I think they know how important it is to see how they measure up against the cream of the crop in the West. I'm looking for them to approach it like this is a playoff matchup. And here's a look at some numbers for Paul. Last season, he played outstanding. Last season, he averaged 18 points a game, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
Hey, every symphony needs a conductor. He unifies his teammates, sets the tempo, and they make some sweet, sweet moves.
The first free throw is good. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Towns comes in for Taj Gibson. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Jeff Teague. And a change for the Rockets. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Ennis. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
And this has been an outstanding display on the boards, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low.
Here's Covington, and the rebound goes to the Rockets. Capella's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Harden the pass to Paul. Another miss by Houston.
He hit 1 3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
Outside Rose. And the layup's good off the glass. Rose has got his 3rd basket of the night.
And Derrick Rose certainly equipped athletically to punish teams in the paint.
Pass to Paul. Back to Harden. For 3, it's good, and that's just his 3rd make in 10 shots. An off game for him.
He's finally coming around, trying to make up for that goose egg he put up in the first quarter.
Rose kicks to Towns. For Minnesota, they have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game. No good on that one. Saric is checked in for Minnesota. He hits the second from the line. And it's Harden with the ball for the Houston Rockets. 7-point differential. And he drops it in from the low post. Harden's got 9.
His touch has been terrific this quarter. Most of what he puts up is going down.
Harden against Rose. Back to Towns. Over Nene. Towns, no luck.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control. They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Well, I think the first thing they need to talk about are the rotations. There's a lot of miscommunication out there.
Let's take a look at the players who were the best on the glass a season ago. Karl Anthony Towns, 4th.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
Timberwolves trail by 11. Wiggins kicks to Towns. Rose with the ball. 26 points for him last game against Boston. Towns, no luck. Houston's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Here's Gordon. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, one thing that sold Eric Gordon on Jordan the Rockets was the strength of their training staff. Ariza told him, you feel 10 years younger here. Well, he certainly looks healthy and rejuvenated.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And Gordon had battled injuries in New Orleans, as the entire team had, really. But as you said, Chris, it's been a different story for him with the Rockets.
Oh, yeah, and we're seeing his finishing return to levels not seen since his years with the Clippers. I mean, from his first step to his bounce inside, I mean, his athleticism, he's made a comeback.
All free throws good from Eric Gordon.
And when he's healthy, Gordon is extremely effective, an incredible scorer who fills up the stat sheet.
Timberwolves trail by 13. Pass to Covington. Kicks it to Wiggins.
Come on, shoot.
Left side, Towns. Fires from 14. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Towns has got 8.
And when he squares up, his height makes him a tough assignment.
Yeah, even when you get a hand up, it's hard to really affect his shot.
Now here's Green. He's coming off a 10-point game against Chicago, and Robert Covington picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Harden against Rose. Now here's Harden. Defense right on him. Rose with some nice D. 1:24 left in the first half of basketball. Over to the wing. And Šarić kicks to Wiggins. Shot clock at 5. Tries from 10. And the rebound goes to Nene. Nene's got his 4th rebound in this one.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
Now here's Harden. 9 points in the game so far. And the shot goes in.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Pass to Towns. Rose kicks to Towns. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Towns.
Well, the defense had nothing to do with that turnover. They're just fortunate. That's just plain sloppy passing.
Minnesota making a switch here. Jones is checked in. And it's Houston's ball. They're on a 19-6 run. It's Nene, high post. Kicks it out to Harden. 32 seconds left to play in the first half. Outside Gordon. The pass to Nene. Shoots over Towns. The shot by Nene. No good. Timberwolves trail by 13. Outside Rose. Outside Towns. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Nene.
And for a player with his size, Towns has always been very comfortable at the free throw line. And that's a good thing because he finds himself there quite a bit.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Harden way outside. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And so it's Houston. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Carl, they made a run there at the end. How did that happen?
We didn't do a good job of closing the half. We got to contain them from not making shots. We just got to do a better job.
We'll see if you can do that. Thanks, Carl. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. The second quarter was full of highlights for them, and as their play improved, so did their lead. They'll be carrying an 11-point edge into the second half. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
Well, Chris Paul, of course, dictating the pace in the first half, getting his teammates involved, getting himself involved. He may not run around the court like he used to, but guess what? He still got the, see, that quick burst. So quick you couldn't even believe it. See, Ernie, quick burst.
Kenny, let's get your input on the Timberwolves.
Poor efficiency on offense. That's what jumps out at me. You aren't going to win many games shooting under 35%. Bad shot selection, too much one-on-one play, not finishing with authority. Now, these are correctable errors. They could choose to come out in the second half and completely flip that script.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You look at Chris Paul, what a contribution.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him, a scoring machine here in that first half.
Oh, well, he's a tricky cover. He does a good job of sensing the defense, making the right move at the right time.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. So on the floor for Houston, Paul and Harden are the incredible backcourt duo. Clint Capella is out there with P.J. Tucker, and it's Gordon in at the 3 spot. Now here's Towns. Teague deciding where to go with it. 4 on the clock. Here's the 3. Towns, no luck.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Wiggins against Harden. Over in the corner, Paul. Lob pass to Capella. And the dunk by Capella. And he's now got the double-double. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
Listen, you can count on Paul to find the open man. His court awareness, simply off the charts.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Outside Gordon. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, yeah, the touch, the timing. You got to know how Gordon is a threat to shoot off the pass.
Now here's Wiggins. He's got 8. Outside Gibson. Wiggins kicks to Gibson. Over to the left wing. Teague for 3. It's rebounded by Houston. Capella's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. And it's Paul penetrating. Feeds to Tucker. Makes it off the glass. And the Rockets lead by 18.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Teague with the ball. He's picked up by Paul. Teague bounce pass. Here's Towns. That one's off. Still out of sync.
0 for 3 now since halftime. Taking them a little while to find their rhythm.
To the wing right side. Paul is doubled. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. James Harden, the league leader in free throws made for 5 of the last 6 seasons, and he came in a close second that other season.
Yeah, I mean, about a third of his points come at the line. He's made an art of creating contact. You really think about it. Some would even say tricking the officials from time to time.
2-2.
And that one falls for Paul. And the Rockets making a change here. Ennis is checked in. And so Paul nails both of them. Now here's Teague. He's got 8. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Wiggins dishes to Towns. That one misses. Harden with the defensive effort.
That's a big donut, folks, here to start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
Teague against Paul. Left side, Towns. Floats one. Good D by Harden.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
He kicks it to Paul. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And the Timberwolves call time here.
And he's been trying to do it all himself, and it's not working. Instead of forcing shots, you got to focus on moving the ball and keeping everybody involved.
And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart for Towns.
And the story of the game for him has really been painful. I mean, he's tried to get things going, but for whatever reason, between the defense and just his rhythm tonight, the touch just hasn't been there.
Shoot!
Pass to Covington. Teague for 3. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. And here are the Rockets now. 9 points in a row. Good run for them right now. Puts it up from 12. Rejected by Teague.
And who would have thought it would be Teague to send that shot away? Great block.
Wiggins finds Teague. Knocks it loose. Back to Wiggins. Right side Gibson. Towns up top. Now here's Covington. He's covered closely. Clock at 4. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. No one had more success at the foul line last season than this group of players. Second, Chris Paul.
He was locked and loaded from the free throw line all season. Never suffered through any real lulls in that department.
Capella kicks to Paul. Tucker the pass to Harden. That one's not going to go.
His three-point game hasn't been there for him today, but don't sleep on him. At any moment, he could get his touch back.
And here is Paul. He's got 20. To the middle. Trying to find Capella. Gets it to him. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk. Now here's Covington. Here's Wiggins. And the rejection by Harden. Now here's Ennis, defended by Covington. Harden, no good. And it's Teague with the ball, but he brings it up for Minnesota. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. And that game closes out the 4-game homestand for them. And no good. Good work defensively by Paul.
Wow, he's really been dragging them down tonight.
Ennis kicks to Paul. Here's the teardrop. He takes it up and lays it in. Paul's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Another one for Paul. I mean, he may have a pass-first mindset, but he's capable of filling it up fast.
Teague finds Towns. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Towns has got 12 in the game.
Oh, that's the goal every trip. Get the good look from close range.
Here is Harden. He's got 11. Gibson with the steal. Outside Teague. Passes it to Towns. Just 5 to shoot. Releases from 15. Rebounded by Capella. And it's Houston's ball. They're on a 13-4 run. Here's Paul. Rebound Minnesota. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
I like whenever Covington is in attack mode. He's demonstrating how dangerous he can be driving inside.
Now here's Harden. Over Wiggins. Wiggins with the block. Outside Teague. Pass to Covington. Kicks it to Towns. Out to the right wing. Teague with a clean look. A three-pointer off the mark.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
Now here's Ennis. He's tightly guarded. Paul passes to Ennis. Capella dishes to Harden. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Harden. Last season, he played outstanding. How about 30 points per game, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds? With him, you get so much, but his ability to lead the way with his scoring, probably his best attribute.
Oh, an offensive juggernaut. I mean, he can just beat you in so many ways. You got to give it up for him.
And so Tom Thibodeau has got to have a timeout right now.
And James Harden, last season's MVP, the runner-up in 2015, actually won the players' vote for MVP that season. But last season, he took home the official hardware.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Jang, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Saric comes in for Taj Gibson. Derrick Rose is checked in for Robert Covington. And Jones subbed in for Jeff Teague. And Jang kicks to Rose. Over Green. Here's Saric. Got a piece of it. And he gets it back. Yes, that goes in. And with James Harden winning the MVP in 2018, Russell Westbrook in 2017, Kevin Durant in 2014. You think a few what-ifs right now in Oklahoma City?
A few, more than that, Kevin. I mean, probably tough for them all to win
shot,
MVP
gentlemen.
playing on one team. A good shot at a different trophy, though, maybe the one that starts with the name of Larry.
And that one falls from Saric. Some call it the Ewing theory, teams that play better without relying on a star player. But Chris, how sustainable is that?
It's not sustainable. It's real cute until you have the teams that are focused and want to win come in. And usually that Ewing theory, that's usually like in the 5th week of the season or before All-Star break when teams are figuring out themselves. Once everybody has identified their strengths and their weaknesses, you need that horse to ride. You need that big hoss in there, that guy that's dependable every night. And as long as he's a willing passer, unselfish player, no, you need those guys. I don't believe that teams are better without their main guy. Maybe for short stretches, players can rally, but you look at championship winners. I'm trying to think of one that didn't have a superstar on their roster. I just don't buy into that theory.
Here is Rose, following the basket by Nene. Jones kicks to Wiggins. Here's the floater. Rebound by House.
If his performance this quarter is any indication, I don't think he's the one who's going to let them out of the hole.
Harden's shot is off.
And not his best day from three-point range. I mean, just one in the first half and still looking for his first here in half number 2.
And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Eric Gordon, he's checked in for the Rockets.
One shot.
Houston leading by 16. In the corner, Harden misses the 3.
And he has been ice cold from beyond the arc here since halftime, and he continues yet to fire away. He has got to tone it down if he wants to help his team.
Now here's Gordon, following the miss by Derrick Rose. In the corner, Harden off the left rim and out. The Timberwolves shooting a low 30% right now, an ugly offensive performance. Rose looking around. The pass to Wiggins. Good on the bucket. Wiggins has got 15. Now Harden, 11 points in the game. There's a minute 47 left here in the third quarter. And it's going to be a 3-second call. And while we've got this moment here, now let's take a look at last season's leaders in converting turnovers into points. In fourth, the Timberwolves.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
Rose against Gordon. Outside Rose. Four on the shot clock. Here's Wiggins. Count it from 12. Wiggins has got 9 points here in the second half.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Jones against Harden. Now here's Green. Defense is right there. House kicks to Harden. Buries it from three-point range.
And he's having a difficult quarter shooting the ball with just 1 make and 9 attempts.
Pass to Jang. Rose with the ball. 6 points for him. Jang finds Rose. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. He's got 8.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Harden scanning the floor. The drive by Green. Passes to Nene. Over Jang. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Wiggins has got his 5th rebound in this one. Stolen by Harden. Here's Green. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Green's got his first 2 points of the night. And here at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Rockets ahead, up by 15. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the 4th quarter of action when we return. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
How about the unselfishness? Night in and night out, we see guys trying to force their own agenda. Not that time.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the 4th quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. They've got Saric. Derrick Rose is out there with Jones. Then it's Andrew Wiggins, and it's Jang in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Now Jones. James Harden missing on the 3. Outside, Jones. Shoots over Tucker. It's deflected. And Jang gets it to go. Jang's got the 4th quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Minnesota. Harden against Jones. Harden the pass to Gordon. 3-pointer. And Harden with the basket on the assist by Eric Gordon. And that's 17 points for James Harden. Timberwolves trail by 16. Rose kicks to Saric. Floats it up for Saric. He doesn't hit that one. And it's Houston the other way. 22 is their biggest lead. Pass to Tucker. Beyond the arc. Saric grabs the board. Saric has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Jones finds Saric. Drops in the tray.
Really improving this part of his game. When Saric is dialed in from deep, it helps so much.
Outside Gordon. And the pass to Tucker. Green against Wiggins. The drive by Green. Minnesota with the rebound. Wiggins outside. And there's the foul. It'll go on P.J. Tucker. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Towns, he's checked in for Jang. And a change for the Rockets. Capella's checked in. Here's Rose. It's good. With that basket, he's now 5 for 9.
There's no reason you should leave someone open around Saric. I mean, that's just asking for trouble.
Rose against Harden, and there's the call on Dario Saric. That is his 1st foul of the game. Some changes for Minnesota. Robert Covington's checked in for Andrew Wiggins, and it's Teague in for Tyus Jones. Chris Paul, he's checked in for Houston. Second minute off the clock now in the 4th. Capella kicks it to Tucker. Gordon against Rose. 6 on the shot clock. Gordon dishes to Capella. The 3 sinks the triple. 25 points for Chris Paul.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, that's because they made a concerted effort to get the shooters involved. Now they've built up the confidence.
Now here's Towns. Shoots over Capella, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
Okay, that's the shot he loves. I mean, unless there's a guy right in his jersey, he's going to convert.
Paul against Teague. Paul is doubled. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. So it's the Timberwolves now. Teague against Paul. Pass to Towns. And Capella sends it back.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
P.J. Tucker C-Webb was an undersized power forward at the University of Texas. He made a pretty effective transition to small forward in the pros.
I mean, the way the game is going now, he's able to slide back to that power forward position as well. The strength to hold his ground. I mean, a good enough shooter to space the floor for his teammates.
Two shot.
That free throw good from Eric Gordon. Taj Gibson's checked in for the Timberwolves. James Ennis, he'll check in for Houston. And both free throws good for Gordon.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Gordon against Rose. Outside, Towns. There's the dish to T. And the miss, not the best shot selection there.
Well, look, he's got to find better looks, or he's never going to pull out of that funk he's in tonight.
And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That is his first foul of the game. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. And Tucker has it in the corner. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
They're doing well overall, but the turnovers have been the exception. Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
I think you'll probably see more arguments on those illegal screen calls than just about any other play, maybe the charge call, but guys never think they're removed.
And Capella sends it back, and he recovers it. Took the opportunity when he saw it. 11 points for Jeff Teague.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half, and that's a great way to cut into the lead.
Gordon against Rose. Gordon the pass to Paul. Lob pass to Capella. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Rose. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And unfortunately, injuries will always be the concern with Derrick Rose. Still loves the game of basketball, knows he is limited compared to what he once was. Amazing with all he's fought through, he can still perform at such a high level.
And he knocks down the first one. And with Rose, as you said, his love of the game is still there, and he still wants to play.
I mean, many players would have just walked away from having their body betray him. But Rose said last season he loves what he gets to do and still would be a water boy if he had to. You have to admire Rose's attitude and approach in that regard.
And he can't hit the second.
And Derrick Rose, the former #1 overall pick in 2008, one of the most athletically gifted point guards the league has ever seen.
Teague for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Teague's got 6 points in the quarter. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Rockets. 22 is their biggest lead. To the middle, here's Tucker, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 7th assist here tonight. Rose against Gordon. Right side Towns. Looking to end his cold spell. Rockets with the rebound. Tucker's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Gordon for 3. And Karl-Anthony Towns pulls it down. Towns has got 13 rebounds in the game. Grass eating.
Come on, shoot.
Here's Covington, and it's blocked. And it's the Rockets on the break. Knocked loose. Gibson with the steal. Now here's Covington. Tee right on him. The shot, no good.
Even that close to the bucket, that's a very tough finish in that kind of traffic.
Paul outside. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Greg, what's not to like about Taj Gibson?
I mean, he's a hard worker defensively, finishes well inside, he's got the mid-range shooting touch. But what I like most, really, his unselfishness. He started, came off the bench, no complaints. This is a guy that just wants to win.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
Free throw, good, Paul. And so Paul nails both of them. Timberwolves trail by 13. Outside Rose. Over Gordon. Hits the front of the rim and out. Houston's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the 3rd quarter. The Rockets again can't hit. Minnesota's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the 4th. Outside Teague. Towns with it and guarded by Capella. Here's Rose. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Towns has got 4 assists in the game.
He's one of the guys having a solid game for them, but as a whole, they've been lacking.
Paul goes in. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
And the focus Paul has on these shots, takes his punishments and stays locked in on the rim. Crazy.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Wiggins is checked in.
One shot. One shot.
Free throw dropped for Paul. Timberwolves trail by 14. Teague kicks to Wiggins. With the floater, it's hauled in by Clint Capella. For Houston, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field in the 4th quarter. Gordon against Wiggins. And the basket by Gordon.
Fearlessness. Gordon using his strength to get off a good quality look inside.
Timberwolves shooting here in the 4th quarter around 41%. Teague finds Wiggins. And here's Covington. High arcing shot, and the layup is up and in.
A deceptive player. Never know when Covington is going to elect to go with the floater.
And there's the call on Karl-Anthony Towns. That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And the first one at the line is good.
A good sign that he's getting to the line a lot here in the second half, putting pressure on the D.
James Harden. He's checked in for Gordon. And so Paul nails both of them. Now here's Teague. He kicks it to Gibson.
Come on, shoot!
Paul against Teague. And Capella sends it back. Another shot. Good work defensively by Capella.
He hasn't been able to find any kind of groove this quarter. I mean, it seems like he's been running on fumes since halftime.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
And you see he's not worried about what's on the scoreboard. He just wants to go ham each possession.
Here's Covington. James Harden picking up that last basket. Count that bucket.
It's easy to admire Covington. Even when the defense gets rough with him, he stays with it.
And the Rockets making a change here. Gordon's checked in.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw drops for Covington. And it's the Rockets with the ball. And here is Paul. In the corner, it's Gordon. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Now, here's Teague. And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
Dang, that's his 4th foul. Now he's going to have to be careful. Still a little ways to go and only 2 fouls to spare.
Rose, he's checked in for Jeff Teague.
Get open, get open.
Here's Towns.
Get open, he's free. Come on, please.
Passes it to Gibson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Good on the second free throw. Rockets leading by 17. Harden outside. Trying to find Capella. Gets it to him. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Oh, wow, I just love the commitment by Capella. Rolling to the rim hard, even just after setting that perfect screen.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
Well, at the start of the summer, many expected a busy market for Capella in free agency. Eventually, though, signing a 4-year deal to remain with the Rockets. I feel like it's a great deal for Houston as Capella gives them the perfect inside presence to complement Harden and Paul.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Clint Capella.
And his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
On the road, in a tough atmosphere, he's taken on the role of star tonight. If one of their other players came up short, he picked up the slack to make sure they'll be walking out of here with a win. And it's Rose with the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Compared to when you were playing, C-Web, how have the baseline skill requirements for the fours and the fives, the power forwards and the centers, changed, do you think, the most?
The ability to stretch the floor. There's a lot more emphasis on the mobility, especially at the defensive end. And I don't think you can have a player who is a specialist anymore in the game. I've played with some great defenders, the Ben Wallaces, the Davis boys there in Indiana, but those positions are no longer valued or needed anymore. You can no longer be a defensive player that can't score on the other end. You have to be a player in the NBA now with the total skill set. That means mobility, shooting, dribble, passing. All of those things have to be encompassed, or is a way to make sure to highlight you with the mismatch and take you out of the game.
Good documentation. I like that.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
You know the saying, numbers don't lie. You can see it up there on the scoreboard.
Now here's Covington. Gibson passes to Covington, lays it up off the glass. Covington's got 7 points for the quarter.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Rockets.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions in the nice night it ended up being for Clint Capella.
Well, his defense gave them the spark they needed, protecting the rim with purpose. They were afraid to bring the ball inside against the big fella.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And he makes the first.
Look, he's always a league leader in free throw attempts. I mean, Harden, he's so shifty, so strong, and he can beat you from any spot on the floor.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Saric comes in for Taj Gibson. And Jones subbed in for Andrew Wiggins. Harden hits them both. There's 38 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
Come on, shoot!
Rose against Green. Rose kicks to Covington. From past the arc, drains it from beyond the arc.
This is not the team we've been watching for most of the night.
Monster scoring run, but had to do this earlier. Now it shoulda, woulda, coulda, all that.
Jones against Harden. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much with Chris Paul. Chris, a very convincing win, and that doesn't happen often in this league. So what do you take from this?
You know, one thing that our coaching staff keeps stressing to us every night is that it's about us. You know, so regardless of score, we got to continue to try to get better because we impose our will on the defensive end. The sky's the limit.
Well, the focus was there tonight, Chris. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. See you later.